Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another video. Welcome back to Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, and Capcom has released more weapon showcase videos, so naturally I'm going to be reacting to them and analyzing them to the best of my ability, and hopefully you guys have been enjoying the content. If you have, do remember to hit it up with a like and subscribe and bell notification icon and all of that stuff as we slowly crawl towards the release date of the 30th of June, at which point I will do my best to release as many guides as possible for all of the weapons, with the exception of the ranged ones, even though I'm still super confused as to how I'm going to get around all of the different settings that we're going to be having in Sunbreak. But anyways, let's take a look at the Insect Glaive here and see what we have in store. Okay, so a couple of things right off the bat. I was expecting the Kinsect attack to be something that would gather all three extracts, which unfortunately I don't think we have. Yeah, they don't show us the actual gauge, you know, to see if we have all of the buffs or not. So we don't actually get to see that. But if you take a look at the attack description, it's actually something that I really like. Now, for those of you that aren't aware, when I started playing Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, the main weapon that I was using was actually the Insect Glaive. And the reasoning behind it is because it was a new weapon and it had a lot of potential for mounting, which was a new mechanic for us in the West. Not necessarily in the East, because, you know, people in the East have already experienced Monster Hunter 4, which already had mounting. But in the West, we didn't. So when I first got access to mounting in 4 Ultimate, I was going crazy and I was like, okay, I'm going to play Insect Glaive. And you could develop Kinsect, so it was really a really convoluted way to level up Insect Glaives in a way that you could actually ruin Insect Glaives. Just a little bit of trivia here. You could actually ruin Insect Glaives by feeding your Kinsect wrong, because they were a unit. So like, kind of like, think of it in terms of a sword and shield. You know, the sword and shield, it's the same thing. There's no real, you don't craft the sword and then you craft the shield, right? So it was the same thing. And Insect Glaive was the same thing, but the difference was you could change the way that you level up Kinsects. Anyway, there was a special Kinsect type that you could like evolve your Kinsect into, and you would become like, you would do this special piercing attack, which I believe wasn't very meta. Like, I think most people were leveling up Insect Glaives at the time to mostly extend buffs and stuff like that. But me, I was fascinated. Like, no, I want to yeet my Kinsect like super strong and have him like pierce through the monster and deal all of this additional damage. So this awakened Kinsect attack is something that I'm very interested in. So let's take another look at it. There's some more moves. So like, if you look here, this is the advanced Kinsect Slash or something, the first thing that they show. Like, look, this thing where the Kinsect goes in front, see, and then it shoots forward and you get pulled towards the Kinsect, which is interesting because it's not a wire bug skill. I mean, it is, I'm assuming it might be a Silkbind skill, but is it your Kinsect that is kind of like yeeting the thing forward? We don't really get to see it very well, but it's pretty cool. We're going to see some artifacting here, by the way, because, you know, VLC and all that, but that's a cool move. Anyways, here's what we need to call this particular ability as a community, right? I'm going to tell you guys, we call this the Kinsect Yeet, because basically you're going to yeet out your Kinsect straight into the monster's face. And it also looks like there's some more things that they don't say here, but it looks like your Kinsect just straight up drops like 3 dusts, which this might differ from Kinsect to Kinsect because, again, this is just for people that don't really play Insect Glaive. Not all Kinsects drop powder, if I remember correctly. Or do they? Do they all drop powder? Damn it, I actually forget now. I haven't played Kinsect in a long time. But like, as you can see right there, it looks like it hits the monster 3 times and boom, drops 3 powders. That looks like 2 heals and a blast. Yes, that definitely looks like 2 heals and a blast. Same thing here, 2 heals and a blast. So he hits the monster 3 times and he drops 3 powders. This is actually really cool, particularly if you're partnering up with someone that is using a ranged weapon, like say a bow, a light bow gun, a heavy bow gun, something like that, because you drop the powders, you don't even have to detonate them yourself, even though it's pretty easy. If you play a little bit of aerial glaive, you can just go in there, detonate those, but your friends can detonate the powders, although at that point you probably want a Kinsect that goes with like poison and blast as opposed to heal and blast. But it's interesting, I don't think that healing and, damn it, I almost feel like pulling up Monster to Rise right now and just like seeing, do we have heal blast right now? I don't think so. I think this might be a new Kinsect. Also, the volume's a little bit loud. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. Switch skill swap. Okay, so this is a little bit of a confusing thing that I have going on here. I have to look at the next slide with a lot more attention because it looks like Recall Kinsect is going to be swapping with Awakened Kinsect attack, which is the little lunging attack forward when you're in the air. And Recall Kinsect was actually a skill that a lot of people, memed on. And I think a lot of people still meme on because currently in the game, Recall Kinsect, you have to choose between that and Diving Wyvern. And everybody plays Diving Wyvern because that thing does a buttload of damage, right? But Recall Kinsect is actually a really cool defensive option in my opinion, and I feel like a lot of people memed on it on the start of Rise, and even during Rise, but I still feel like this is a very viable skill personally. But I know that for a lot of people, it's just like, no, I'm a deeps Diving Wyvern, and I understand, like Diving Wyvern's a fantastic skill, so it's kind of hard to trade for that, right? Anyway, you swap it, you get Awakened Kinsect attack. This is the one where you yeet the Kinsect forward. Actually, I confused that with the... Yeah, there we go. See, Jumping Advancing Slash and Kinsect Slash. Okay, so Jumping Advancing Slash was the one where you would be able to yeet yourself forward in the middle of the air. Like this. Right? And it's like, it doesn't look very impressive in this video because you guys look... That just looks like you dodge forward and then attack. But the reason why that thing is so cool is because you can actually dodge forward and then do that and get like 2 dodges in a row. It gives you a lot of aerial mobility, basically, is the point of that skill. And if you hit the monster with that skill, it'll also keep you in the air to enable more combos, right? So that's why that's important. Then you have this one, we don't know what it does, but it looks like it's going to yeet you forward with the Kinsect. And some people might be like, why does that matter? And I can give you guys a very, again, we'll have to see what these skills do. Maybe the Kinsect steals an extract if you do it like that. That would make the skill more useful, even though they don't really explain to us what the Kinsect Slash is, but maybe it'll steal an extract or something. If it doesn't steal an extract, there's another use case for it, which is, say for instance, the Insect Glaive is a slashing weapon, does severing type damage. If you have a blunt Kinsect, then, this will maybe the Kinsect will deal blunt damage, which is one of the things that you can do with assist type Kinsects. If you get, like for instance, a Carnage Beetle, which is something that I personally do when I play Insect Glaive, your attacks will deal both severing and blunt damage, and you can more easily, well, I'm not going to say easily KO monsters, but it gives you a chance at KOing a monster, exhausting, dealing all of this stuff, right? So that's one of the use cases, but I feel like this particular attack is most likely also going to steal extracts, because otherwise I don't understand the advantage. And I think that a lot of people are going to be underwhelmed by what we see here. And I'm very curious to hear from you guys that are playing Insect Glaives. Let me know in the comment section below how you feel. But I do feel that this weapon showcase is going to feel very tame when compared to other weapons. Which was the same thing with Rise. With Rise, when they first showed it, it was kind of like the same thing, right? So this is the important one. So we got Awakened Kinsect attack and Kinsect Slash. Then we have Jumping Advancing Slash and Diving Wyvern. Now, Awakened Kinsect attack was swapping with recall Kinsect. Okay. So if you look here, we are now swapping with Diving Wyvern. Okay, so what does this tell us? Because this was a piece of information that people were theorizing with the previous videos, which was how many skills are we going to be able to swap, because there were skills in previous videos that's like, okay, but this used to change with another skill, now they change it with another. So in the case of the Insect Glaive, it looks like for the option of, I think it is left trigger and right face button, which would be circle, B, or A, depending on which platform. Is it A? Is it A? God damn it. Yes, circle, B, or A, depending on which platform you're using. The right faceplate button, right? Looks like that move on the Insect Glaive is you're not going to be able to choose between 3 switch skills, which is the Awakened Kinsect attack, the Diving Wyvern, and Recall Kinsect. And then on the Jumping Advancing Slash, which was actually something that you couldn't change, you're going to have Kinsect Slash as an option. So there's going to be a lot of switch skills, and again, I just keep thinking about, good God, how the hell am I going to make these guide videos? Jesus, thanks, Capcom. I appreciate you. But yeah, you got the switch skill here. But yeah, we actually learned, okay, very important. I hadn't noticed that earlier. Notice. Okay, yeah, see right there? So the wings, the extract you get from the wings is white. You guys remember how I said earlier that my theory was that the Kinsect Slash would actually steal extract? I'm pretty sure that's what's happening here. Like, look, we're going to go frame by frame. Let's hope there's not too much artifacting from VLC here, because VLC doesn't like it when I do this. We just got white extract, because you can see the effect on the hunter. He does the Kinsect Slash, hits the monster. It's very hard to see. There's very little bit rate to work with here. He hits the monster. It's actually a critical hit. And notice how you get the effect around the hunter. Like, you, again, YouTube's going to butcher this, but like if you see this and this white effect surrounding the hunter, this is the effect that you get when you collect an extract. So basically, you can collect extracts using Kinsect Slash, like I theorized. At least that is what I'm thinking. I'm going to let you actually see the animation in real time so that you see it properly. Pay attention. There it is. And you get the extract. And again, and dude, that was perfect because he did it twice and then he hit the head and he got the red extract. Look. Kinsect Slash again. Boom, in the face. Watch, it's going to be red around him now. Pop, there it is. Extract. So basically, you do it twice and you just got 2 extracts. That is kind of cool. I think that's cool, but again, I don't main Insect Glaive, so you guys will have to let me know what you guys think about this. Oh yeah, interestingly enough, I forgot last time, but they update the website. So I should actually just open up the website and I can see the description of the skills. I completely forgot this last time. And here it is. Kinsect Slash, a midair technique where you thrust forward your glaive and Kinsect. If the slash connects, you'll perform a vaulting dance, absorbing extract. However, once you've absorbed red extract, with Kinsect Slash, you won't be able to absorb any other extract with it, but you'll be able to perform an enhanced insect spiker as a trade-off. So this actually changes when you get the red extract. So the idea here is you collect the other 2 extracts, you collect the red extract at the end, and that changes the way that the skill works. That's actually really cool. Let me see if they show that in the video. So like he just got the red extract here. Is that the spiker? That looks like the spiker then. Yeah, exactly. That's so like, oh my God, this is actually really cool. They show everything in the video. Like, look right here. So you get the white one here, you get the red one here, that changes the skill, and then he does it again, and boom. And the spiker basically is more like a thrust that then gets you down and you can start attacking regularly. That is really cool. I like that a lot. Then he just friggin' swaps it around, goes for Diving Wyvern. Anyway, I want to see the description on the other skill that we got as well, which was Awakened Kinsect Attack. This is the one where, no, listen, this skill name, all wrong, Capcom. This is the Kinsect Yeet, okay? A technique where you hurl a Kinsect to inflict massive damage. All extracts are consumed And the more extracts you have, the more potent this attack will be. After launching the Kinsect, you'll close in using a wire bug, simultaneously absorbing extract, marking the target, and then chaining into a vaulting dance. Wait, what? So the whole thing is one move? Oh. So like the move that we see here at the start, which they show, this whole thing was one move. I thought that this was different attacks. So he throws it. That is a big animation commitment. I don't know how I feel about that. Not to mention, I'm not a big fan of that consuming your extracts. Like, this attack will have to be really powerful to be worth it. I think that there's going to be a lot of people that are not going to use this attack. Or maybe I'm wrong. Again, it depends on the balancing. Like, this needs to do a ton of damage in order to be worth it, because if you basically sacrifice all of your extracts and each of the extracts, powers up the attack itself, because, you get a lot of benefits from having these buffs up if you're playing Insect Glaive. Interesting. I'm really surprised by that. Yeah, they do it twice in a row, and then you go into a vaulting dance, keeps you in the air. I like the fact that a lot of the moves they're giving it are for the air. Because, in World, Ground Glaive became more of a thing. Well, not just in World. In previous games, Ground Glaive always appears to deal more damage. And I kind of feel like the identity of the weapon should be to stay in the air as long as possible, because, that's its thing. But usually, Ground Glaive tends to win out. I don't know how it is in Rise, because I don't pay too much attention to it. But I like the fact that they're doubling down on aerial things, like more airtime for the Insect Glaive. Let it really be the king of the skies. But yeah, we'll see how that pans out. Either way, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit it up with a like. If you didn't, hit it up with dislike, subscribe, bell notification icon, all of that jazz. Thank you all very much for watching. This one's going to be a little bit longer than normal, but, I hope you guys still enjoyed it. See you guys in the next one. Stay strong, stay safe. Peace out.